Hello and welcome to Unlocking Business Success with ChatGPT. Who am I? I am Rhonda Kay, a web and mobile developer. I have been in the tech space for a number of years. I work with David Merritt, and today we are going to be talking about artificial intelligence. But first, let me give you a little bit of my background. I was one of the first people to have quality online video back when there was a lot of work to do just to get a video stream. And this is not a live stream, but this was on demand. And then later I went on to do live streaming and some other things in media and tech. I was one of the first people to have an online talk show back when it was embarrassing to have a show on YouTube. And I worked with big names in sports and entertainment. I piloted the first app development at the University of Texas at Arlington. That was pretty fun. And I created the first iPhone app for the Dallas Video Fest. So I am pretty much your go-to business consultant, artist, programmer, and I combine all the three to do the things that I love to do. As a child, I liked things like poetry, acting, and art. I can draw by hand, not from memory, but I can draw things pretty much that I see. And I love science, thus my love for AI and anything tech. And of course, as a teen, I liked music and photography. In fact, the photo you see on the screen is a day that my sister and I went out with a 35 millimeter, and we prided ourselves in getting good quality images from a 35 millimeter where we developed film or where we had film developed. And of course, I got married really young, and I was both going to college and parenting at that time. Ironically, I wanted to be a nurse, but because I preferred to be a parent more than the responsibility of being a nurse and having children, I decided to switch my major. And that is how I ended up in tech. I ventured off to corporate America in 1993. I formed Let's Talk Productions in 2001, created a t-shirt company for a brief period of time called Rather Be T-shirts. And these were pretty neat. I'd rather be fishing. I'd rather be surfing. I'd rather be anything you could add, fill in the blank to what you'd rather be doing. That's what the t-shirts were about. And in 2006, I developed the visual word series DVD, followed by the Rhonda K Show. And the Rhonda K Show has just relaunched. So if you follow my Instagram at Rhonda K Show, then you will be able to hear first about when the next series of shows come out. And here is me with a few of my guests: Michael Jenkins at the Dallas Summer Musicals, Dr. Thalia Shirley, who was a dentist. She had a pretty neat office. We did a tour. She was using tech in dentistry before it was even popular. And then Fly Without Baggage. And we would interview guests as artists. So that was pretty fun. Fast forward to today. Why are we here? Well, we wrote a book called Prompt and Prosper with Artificial Intelligence and ChatGPT, and you're definitely going to learn a little bit more about that later. My journey into ChatGPT is that we started out, ChatGPT was released in January. Well, it was released before then, last quarter of 2022, and then it got more and more popular January 2023. And David, the guy who wrote the book with me, he and I got on ChatGPT and we started discovering a lot of things, not just ChatGPT. We also play with other AI technologies, so much so that we decided to write a book about all of our discoveries. And we thought, well, what if we could share how to get the results that we have been able to get out of ChatGPT? And literally, you can do a lot with ChatGPT, as you will soon discover as you learn to navigate this technology yourselves. Why are we here today? Well, if you're on this call, you are either business owners and you want to learn how to use ChatGPT to make your company more efficient, make your employees more efficient, and or you could be an entrepreneur. Maybe it's just you, and you could literally, as an entrepreneur, use ChatGPT as your own personal assistant to help you become more efficient. In fact, in one of my videos, I even show how ChatGPT can be used as a customer service assistant. In addition to that, I've also built a customer assistant that can be used instead of people calling your operators. You may want to check one of my videos that talks about using ChatGPT as a customer service and how that would impact your company or help your company. The third category you may fall in is you may be a business professional or a career professional, and you want to learn how to write your own prompts. And if you could write your own prompts, you could help the company solve some of its problems using ChatGPT. So we'll touch on a lot of that stuff today. We are here to discuss how ChatGPT can affect future jobs. There's a lot of talk about, will ChatGPT and artificial intelligence eliminate jobs? We'll get into a little bit of that and how ChatGPT can help your business, specific ways you can use it in your business. And we're going to cover how to do these prompts. So now let's get into some of this. My promise is that by the end of this presentation, you will have the knowledge you need to write effective ChatGPT prompts. Of course, it's going to take practice, and practice does make perfect, but you will have the basics, the foundation of what you need to begin using artificial intelligence intelligently. The first thing we're going to get into is I'm going to show you how to set up an account, or where you need to go to do that. And then I'll get you acquainted with ChatGPT, and I'll show you an example of a prompt that I've used and the results that this prompt spit out. Then we're going to show you what I call the setup prompt if you're going to use it for business. In fact, that is what our book is based on, how to use it effectively in your business. Then I'm going to show you a couple of tips for using ChatGPT, because you're going to be in it a lot, almost every day. You're going to use it like a tool. And then finally, I will show you where to go from here. Before we get into all that, I want to tell you about a product of mine called Leadsy. It is a website platform that basically encompasses a lot of what enterprise websites like huge Fortune 500 companies use and pay thousands of dollars monthly, and many developers to manage on a monthly basis. We combined a lot of those features into a platform so that you will be able to create a site that looks big and performs big so you can compete with the big boys. We handle all the updates. We handle all the security, any upgrades, new technology, and the only thing you have to worry about is running and manage your business. There's a link that you can go to if you want to learn about all of the features that it entails, and see if that's of any use to you. If nothing more, you could use it on a lower level and use it to generate leads on a regular basis. A lot of people want to know, how do you build a lead page? How do you collect leads? Well, that's all built into the platform. So, what is artificial intelligence? Well, artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to the simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think and learn like humans. In my own terms, artificial intelligence is intelligence created by a machine which is artificial because it's not human. Now, ChatGPT is an application. It is an artificial intelligence application made using OpenAI, the company, and it utilizes deep learning techniques to generate human-like responses to text-based prompts. And that's what we are learning today. You can use ChatGPT for things like marketing and advertising. And we all know a well-crafted prompt or instruction. That's all a prompt is. It's an instruction that you give to the computer, and we type these instructions into the little chat box. It can lead to innovative marketing campaigns. I've done it, and I'm going to show you how I use it later to do a social media, how I did it for a 7-day social media campaign. You can use it for email and other marketing strategies. You can develop your whole business plan, but I'm just going to cover a few of the things that we have in the book. So all of these topics, these are all topics that we cover in our book, and we give you copy and paste prompts that you can use to put your information in to get specific results for your business. We cover things like research and competitive analysis, where you can use ChatGPT to help you analyze your competition, and you can put together whole business strategies and know how to navigate your industry, because every business is different. And this will save you hours, even months, even years of time that it used to take to do research and competitive analysis, because ChatGPT has an abundance of information built right into the platform. You can use ChatGPT to leverage financial management. It can help you create your business statements. It can help you create financial projections. And this is important if you want to know how well you're doing or have to produce those financial documents at any time. You might be a small business and you need to produce these documents, but you don't have an accountant per se. You're doing your own books, but you need these formal documents. ChatGPT can actually help you with that. And in the book, we show you how to get those results. Now, what about for HR and talent management? Well, employees need continuous encouragement, training, morale. You can use ChatGPT to put together your documents, your policy and procedure. You can use it to put together programs that create employee morale. You can use it to streamline your employment process or your recruitment process, and the list is endless. ChatGPT really is limited to our own creativity. Now, I'm going to warn you, though, that ChatGPT is a system. It's not perfect. It's just like when we started out with mobile technology, everyone was trying to figure out what to do with it. Well, we, the users and the developers, are the people who decide what and how things are created with new technologies as they're being used. And our use of it is being studied. In fact, I'm studying how people are using it, and it gives me ideas on how I can create or add AI into my own software programs and make them more effective. If you struggle with the proper tools and technology and how to use those tools and technology, or what tools and technology are best for your business, ChatGPT can help you discover the tools and technologies that are beneficial to your business. And for customer service, you can have a great product, but without the right people in place with the right training, then your business will go down because customer service is poor. And ChatGPT comes in handy. It can act as your assistance to help you create these learning programs to keep your customers trained and up to date on the latest and best practices for your industry. Now, there's a lot of talk about the future of artificial intelligence and where it's going. And I always get tongue-tied with that word, artificial intelligence. Um, it People are wondering if it's going to replace jobs. Well, that really is up to us. We, the users, determine the outcome. Think about it. In the beginning, there were telephone operators, and those jobs don't exist anymore. We now have customer service reps. And in the beginning, we had people who programmed voice response units. In fact, I used to program the phones that let people know which direction. If to dial Joe Smith, press 1, or to reach customer service, press 2, to pay your bill, press 3. So I programmed those, and that was new, and it was a clunky technology in the beginning. Mobile apps, when they first came out, I was one of the people who piloted the first app development program at the University of Texas at Arlington. And we were at that time trying to figure out what to do with that technology and how it was going to impact our lives. We knew it was going to be a big change, but at that time in 2009, we did not know exactly how. And I say the same thing is happening now with AI. It is the next big shift. Now, there are a lot of different tools, as I stated before, but this webinar is specifically to focus on ChatGPT. So the first thing we're going to do, let's get right into the training today. If you do not have an artificial intelligence, if you do not have an OpenAI account, then you'll want to go over to openai.com. In fact, I have it here on the screen, and there will be a button that says try ChatGPT. So you click that button, it will ask for your email, and it will ask you for your name. Now, it will also give you the ability to sign in with Google if you want, and that's easier if you want to use it that way, but it's optional. And then you have your account set up. Now, once you get your account set up, the first thing I want to tell you before you start using it, and this is security. October is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and this is an online tool, so I want us to be secure as we're using it. You are to never, ever, ever put personal information into the ChatGPT input box when you're writing a prompt. And the reason is because that information is going into the OpenAI database. It has to query that database in order to generate a response back. And it's also learning from the prompts that we put in. So, for example, me as a developer, if I wanted to have ChatGPT check some code, and it can do that, that's another wonderful thing it can do, then I want to be careful not to put passwords or API keys in, or license keys, or anything that is personal or sensitive information for my company. You will want to do the same. Instead, what you'll want to do is use placeholder information. And placeholder information is what I call dummy text. So that's just a little informational tip on security when using any artificial intelligence. And that doesn't go just for artificial intelligence, but it could be for anywhere that you're looking for information. Now, in the book, I list a page that shows you how to get started with your setup prompt. And the setup prompt literally provides some context about your business, and it alerts ChatGPT information that it needs in order to be able to better answer your questions. For example, in the example shown here, I'm showing the business name, and the industry is a restaurant. The products are barbecue, ribs, brisket, chicken, and links. And then I provide a little description about the business. We are a full service dine-in, carry-out, and delivery restaurant. And then I give it an initial prompt. So all of this is placed in the chat box, this little box here, as one prompt. And so the prompt is, you are acting as a business consultant who will help me with my business and plan for growth. let me know when you are ready and I will give you the first prompts. So this is the prompt that I have in the book, and you can copy and paste it and replace all of the dummy information with information that you want it to know so that it can help you. And then the other tip I want to give you, uh, in ChatGPT, you have this new chat icon at the very top on the black bar, the black window. I don't know if you can see my mouse on the screen. And so whenever you get ready to make a new chat, you click the new chat button and you can start over with a brand new chat. But if you keep typing in this same conversation, each one of these, each item in the sidebar is called a conversation. For instance, I have one conversation on finance and money, another conversation on market intel. And if I start another conversation, it will be shown underneath there. And these are just the text in green are just notes telling you to click conversation, click the pencil to edit, to delete, click the trash can, and to share, click the mobile icon. And so when you're in your account, and if you want to organize your account based on the book, now the book is going to consist of 10 different sections. And so you may want to organize yours based on those 10 chapters. And when you start typing your prompt, it's going to automatically name the prompt for you or the conversation for you. But what I would do is I would click that little edit button, the little pencil, and I would change it to whatever chapter I'm working on, and that will be the title of that conversation. So if I'm discussing marketing and advertising, then I would click that little edit button if it doesn't label it for me properly, and I will change it to say marketing and advertising. That way, when I come back to it later, it will pick up where I left off. And that is the beauty of ChatGPT. If you give it the proper context, then it will have information to go on, and it will pick up from where you left off. Now, we mentioned about putting personal information into the chat box, but there is information that's personal information relative to your business that you will want to put into the chat box. And that information is information like what would be shown on your website. That is public information. Anybody can look for it. And that will help ChatGPT to answer the questions from the prompts that we provide you in the book. Now, here is an example of a prompt that asks ChatGPT to create my social media campaign. So the prompt says, can you create me a social media schedule of content for 1 week that displays what I should post for my business? Then I gave it some context. I skipped a line, and to skip the line in ChatGPT, you can do that. It accepts paragraphs and line breaks. You just hold the shift key down and press return or press enter, and it will skip a line. And if you want to skip another line, you hold the shift key down again and press return or enter, and then type or copy and paste your additional text. So the context says, I am a web developer who can integrate artificial intelligence into applications. I can provide training on technical subjects. I can create secure custom WordPress websites, themes, and plugins. So I gave it all that information in one prompt, and here's what it gave me. It said, sure, here's a social media schedule for 1 week, highlighting different types of content appropriate for your business. Now, you guys could take that same prompt. Now, it didn't give it to me in this format, and it gave me much more information than this. I just highlighted the bullet points, and I encourage you to utilize that same prompt. In fact, I'll put it on my website where you can copy it and paste it from the website. This one is not in the book, but you can copy and paste this. If you need a social media strategy, you can use the same prompt that I used to get a social media strategy for 1 week, and you can rinse and repeat. You can also do things like ask Chat GPT to clarify, and it will give you more clarity about any answer that it gave you. Now, we wrote this book, Prompt and Prosper, with artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. And it's presented by the Business Matters app. The Business Matters app is an online networking for businesses. In fact, you can register your business there for free if you like. There are paid versions, but you can register your business. You can get business articles and resources. You can download the Business Matters app and get updates on new information and technology and resources through the Business Matters app. And so we wrote this book to help small businesses become more efficient. And what's included, we have 100 prompts. Now we have 10 chapters or 10 topics. But in addition to that, we also created a free version of the book that you can download. Let's say you just want to see what everything is about before you actually download the paid version. Well, the free version looks just like this, only it has 10 prompts. And you can download that on the website. So it covers all 10 different topics. And this literally covers every area of business that you can think of that affects your business. Not every single area, but every major area. Let me make that correction. And also, I want to talk about us as the authors. I'm Rhonda Kay and David Merritt, my business partner. We both wrote this book together. We went through, and we're not just some salespeople. In fact, I don't even know how to sell. I can just tell you about this book. Now, do I want you to purchase it? Yes. And of course, that's the purpose of this webinar. But this book was written by a couple of tech industry experts who just have a heart for small businesses. And we thought we could be of help and provide some proper context and guidance to the public. There are a lot of people out there putting out content, some people putting out false information, and we thought that it was our duty, because we had information and we made lots of discoveries. It was our duty to share it, with the people, for whoever wanted to know about it. And we're also making videos and contents about it. So it's not just a book that somebody who had an idea and say, hey, that'd be a great idea. We have been in the industry and we have seen a lot of things that happening in all of the tech, over the years in tech. This is what the content looks like. It's an example of how it's divided up into the section. Every section has 10 prompts. Every chapter has 10 prompts. And this is what it looks like. It has a little introduction. It has pictures. It's nice and colorful. And then it has the prompt that you can copy and paste. The free book looks exactly like the paid book, except it's smaller. It only has the 10 prompts. And then it has try it now, or it might be a challenge, or it might be resources or something else in the bottom. It won't always be try it now. And that's how it walks you step by step through there. Let's see. Part of my slide. Okay, so now it also has 10 colored sections so that you can find it, if you bought the print book, that is, for ease of navigation. And in addition to that, it shows you, this is what, after each section, you have like a section, a written section or a written chapter about that particular section. So chapter 1, you would have a section followed by the chapter title before you get into the prompts talking about what you're going to learn in that section. Sorry for being tongue-tied there. And then let's talk about the future of artificial intelligence. People worried about it taking their jobs. Can it replace jobs? Will it replace jobs? Yes, it will. But you, as the entrepreneur, the business professional, the business owner, as you read this book and use the prompts that we've provided, you'll begin to come up with your own ideas for how you can use AI. And some of you may even venture out to create your own products. That is the future of artificial intelligence. This is us shaping the future together. Now, you can download a copy of Prompt and Prosper with Artificial Intelligence and ChatGPT at businessmatters.app/prompts/upgrade.html. And if you haven't, and if you just want to download the trial copy or the example or the free copy, just go to businessmatters.app and download a free copy. You'll be glad you did. That will take you on your journey. Now, we are streaming this live but pre-recorded, and David and I will be in the chat waiting to answer your questions. Thank you for joining.